So good morning, one and all. Thank you, ma'am, for giving an opportunity to share some of the ideas related to the startup and important aspects that is a business, then business model, how to develop, how the different types of the techniques are there, which will help to enhance a new startup and simultaneously the already existing companies are there. So how come they are working? So all I'm going to cover in this coming upcoming slides. So this is Dr. Abhinandan Patil. So today's topic is business model canvas. So what we are going to know in the coming upcoming slides, we are going to know or we are going to understand the key concept of business model thinking. Along with that, we will know the 9 building blocks of a business, which itself reflect as in a canvas, and it will help us to map that how the current businesses are working, how the analysis are done, and based upon that, we will gain a basic information that or the hypothesis which is required to generate a framework to run a business. So based upon that, the first question that run in the mind is what we understand by the business model. So business model, it is nothing but a simple description which includes an organization. So organization, it can be a small business, it can be a small venture, it can be industry, it can be anything which we can call it as a business, which runs on the 3 pillars, which we call it as creates, delivers, and capture. So we'll understand in detail what exactly it means. For example, we know that suppose if you are an organization, suppose if you are a small industry, so in this case, you create a product, and whatever the product that you are creating, so that has to be delivered to the customer. So this delivery can be in the form of a product or it can be in the form of a service. Product means you know that a number of the products are there in the market. It may be the mobiles, laptops, and even many groceries are there. So all this can be like a product. And services is nothing but what the part you are giving. For example, you know that nowadays in the case of an e-commerce business or rather in case of an many things are there that like subscriptions are there. For example, Netflix is there, Amazon Prime videos are there. So these are the services that we are getting. So these services are being provided from the organizations or rather from the industry or the small scale capping businesses. So these whatever the part which has been delivered to the customer, these customer at the end they will give the capture, and that is nothing but the revenue. So in short, it is nothing but it is amalgamation of a creation, delivering the product or the services, and at the end you are getting the capture that is called as a revenue. Now, when we talk about the business model canvas, so what exactly it means? It means it is a tool to create and analyze the business model. It is nothing but it is a mere hypothesis which is required to run a business. Because it doesn't mean that if you have a capital, you have a place, then definitely you are going to start with a business. It's not so simple. There is a need that we have to create some hypothesis, we have to create some ideas, and these ideas will help you to create the new business, which is very important. And that's why the analysis and updation of the existing business is also feasible when you just run this hypothesis. Now, what exactly we mean by the business model canvas? It is nothing but it is a visual tool which will help you to build the relationship among the part of your model, because it is nothing but, as I mentioned you, it is an hypothesis, it is an assumption with the part which we call it as a risk. Because running a business, it's not a part where you are just investing the capital, you are creating a product, and at the end you are delivering the product to the customer. It involves the n number of the channels, and that channels will have to be assumed with some conceptual things, and it includes some risk, it includes some like validations. Validations is nothing but it includes some market, the channels, how the product you are delivering, and at the end, the pricing. Because today we have the competition. And in this competition, if you want to sustain, the customer has to be given a valid service or a product with a proper pricing. And that pricing should be up to the mark where the profit is maintained, and along with that, the integrity of the customer, which is called as a relationship, is been achieved. So in this way, we have to add some values, we have to reduce some cost, And at the end, there is a brainstorming among the group who are running the business. And this will help you to maintain or to sustain the business for the long period of the time. So we'll understand in detail what exactly it means. So this business canvas model, it runs on the concept is nothing we can call it as a 9 building blocks. We call it as a 9 building blocks. So these are the 9 building blocks on which the business model canvas strategically is planned. So which includes the customer segment, the relationship, the channels, the value proposition, key activities, key resources, key partners, cost structure, revenue stream. So it seems like it is a bit difficult or tricky part, but rather I will say if you prepare this type of a strategic plan, your business will be very simple. So we'll see each and every aspect in detail. Hope my voice is audible because I'm not getting response in between. Yes.
Yes, sir, it's audible.
Yeah, thank you. So when we talk about the parts, that is a customer segment, then as I mentioned, your value proposition, key resources. So these are nothing but these are the major part of a business where your canvas or the model runs. So let's see in detail how this concept is working. First one that I'm going to share here is called as a customer segment. What do you mean by customer segment? It means which customers or users are you serving. For example, suppose if you are providing mobile, so in this case, the customer will ask for the features. They will ask some features like a camera, then internal memory. Many things are there which have been included in this system. Which job do they really want to be done? For example, if the customer needs the heavy data base has to be accessed in the easy mode, so they will rush to you. They will ask the features, and definitely in this competition, if you are providing a good service and the proper allotment, that means what they are expecting, then the customer segment will be properly managed. So the first building block is nothing but we call it as a customer segment. The next part is the value proposition. Value proposition, it means what are you offering them? Okay, what you are offering them, what is getting done for them, and do they care? That means the features, as I mentioned you, that the features which you are just providing in spite of the competition which is there, so that will add the value proposition, and which is very important part because it is the hustle that is been needed to be taken care during the business model. Channels, this is a very important part. Nowadays you know that there is an e-commerce business where whatever the products are there, they are sold on the online platform. Simultaneously there are some ventures which are making availability of the same product at the local level. So that means how the each customer segments want to be reached is a very important point, the intersection points. For example, you know that nowadays the medicines are also sold online and simultaneously you're getting at the local level. But what the customer demands is with the two priority. First example, that at what cost you are providing them, and second one, the urgency. So that means the channel plays an important role in case of the providing the services to the customer, because in the market there are a number of the businesses. For example, if you go to the groceries, then that product has to be delivered within the short period of the time because these products are perishable. So if we are failed to deliver in the time, then what exactly happens? The customer satisfaction. So that is a major point we have to take into the accountability. So that is the reason the Zomato, Swiggy, so a number of these online platforms are there. They are providing the services to the customer. And that's why there is a competition that at what fast the things are being reached to the customer. So that is the part. Next, customer relationship. So what type of the relationship you are establishing with each segment? So this is a very important aspect. So when we talk about the relationship, there are n number of the categories. First one we call them as a personal. So when we talk about the personal, so it includes the relationship where the manager is directly in contact with the customer. So the manager or the managing person is going to give the services. So this is what we call as a customer service. Next important is automated. So you know that while you are searching some products or while you are purchasing some products on Amazon, Flipkart, so after the purchase, when you visit or revisit the site, the online automated system is generated where the same profile product is highlighted at your screen. So it means the artificial intelligence or the AI is being used in order to make the acquisition. That means the make the product availability with a single click. So this will help the customer that whatever the product he is searching, so there is no in like a big hustle to go in detail and to search. So this is what we call it as an automated. Next is it is called acquisitive or acquisition. It is nothing. It is means search for the new customer. For example, if a new customer is been migrated from a place to your area and is in search of some good services, so he will ask for the local people. He will see the ad, and based upon that, he will join the company. He will just ask for the services. He will ask for the product. So it totally depends upon the marketing that you are doing. And the last important part is retentive. Retentive is very important concept. Why? Suppose if a customer is joined to you, he's getting the services, you are just providing him the product, he is very happy, then the retention of the same customer will be there with you. So I will give you some examples for that understanding. Suppose if you are visiting some marts, okay, so or rather you are using the online platform like Google Pay or you are using some Paytm. So in this case, they are providing you many things like membership. Along with that, they are providing you some coupons. They are providing you some like credits, and these credits after a particular period of time, it is converted into some cash or some product. So because of these reason, the customers are attracted. So that means retention can be done, and this is the important aspect of the canvas, which we called as a customer relationship. So this relationship, it may be the transactional or the long term. Transactional, as I mentioned you, that is a one-time investment where the product has been received. For the long term, it means the deep relationship. So one of the good example is the banks. Revenue stream. Revenue stream, it means what are the customer really willing to pay for, or how much they are paying, and whatever the amount they are paying, they are happy. So this is a very important aspect. So in this case, there are two parts, which is called transactional and recurring revenues. Transactional means, as I mentioned you, that suppose if one time customer payment is carried out, that means you are buying some products like computer, phone, or some services is there, which is a one time, which is called transactional. But when we call about the recurring, so it means ongoing payments. That means you are connected with the customer for the long period of time, where which includes the renting, the licenses, the subscription. One example I want to share you, that example of the Hotstar, that you know that they are providing you the streaming, okay, with the subscription, and you watch the live cricket, you watch the live movies, and at the time of cricket matches like IPL, you might have seen that more than 3.2 cr, okay, or like 4 cr people are lively watching that particular activity, like your cricket match or IPL. So just for example, if the subscription cost is like around 1000 rupees and just multiply it with 3.2 million, so just see what is the revenue. So this is the good example where you can see that revenue can be generated, but that means the company or the organization wants that the customer should be connected for the long period of that what type of the business model you are running and how much you are connected with the people. For example, suppose if you have a mobile business, then you should have the connectivity with, like you are preparing some headphones, simultaneously with that you are just are having the cover, simultaneously the boxes which are there. So all these are coming under the part which is called key resources. Key resources means the connectivity with some other ventures where you are like connecting the things and you are selling the product, which is very important part. Key activities. Which activities do you need to perform well in your business model? For example, as I told you that some online platforms are there like Amazon, they are like selling the product, simultaneously they are providing the videos, they are providing the movies. Along with that, they are just having the connectivity where you are booking some travel travel. Simultaneously, you are booking some many activities like booking your electricity, booking your movies, then paying the bills. So that means these are the activities which are provided by that particular organization. Key partners, which partners and suppliers are there in your model? Who do you need to rely on? That means, for example, as I told you, that in the e-commerce business, the most important part is the transportation. Along with that, your connectivity with the company. Along with that, the
Hello,
customer
sir.
ratio. Hello. Yes. Any problem?
सर आप बहुत बढ़िया पढ़ा रहे हो. हेलो सर. नमस्ते.
Yeah. If you have any doubt, you can ask within the time. Okay. Shall I continue?
सर आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही, थोड़ा ऊंची बोलो.
Okay. Fine. So key partners, as I mentioned, you key partners are nothing.
अरे
But
सर हेलो, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही, थोड़ा ऊंची बोलो.
is my voice audible properly?
सर माइक थोड़ा क्लोज रखो.
Yeah. Just I am connected online mode. Okay. Just a second. Okay. So I was talking about the key partners. So which partners are important for the company? It depends upon the two aspects. The first important aspect is that what exactly the features you are providing. Because to run an organization or to run the industry, you have n number of the connectivity. So these connectivity may be like a transportation, simultaneously the customer feedback. Along with that, it includes some other features which are important, which we call as a key partners. So the examples of all that I'm going to give in the further slides. Cost structure. What is the resulting cost structure? Which key elements drive you to the cost is a very important aspect, because whatever the investment you are doing, simultaneously it should be affordable to the end user, which we call as a customer. So that part we have to take into accountability. So we'll take some examples. Okay, we'll take some examples. Now suppose if a lemonade, okay, a person is sharing a lemonade, and simultaneously we will take example of a Skype. So just take an example. Suppose a Kelly's lemonade, okay, this is an example where he is selling some juices. So who is the customer segment? So the customer segments is nothing but the park visitors. So how the relationships are developed? They are developed by the personal contacts. What are the channels? That is, you make a board where you are selling the product, or you can make it by the online way. So what is the value proposition? Value proposition is whatever the lemonade you are selling, it is a cold, it is a tasty, okay, and you can get it on the way. Key activities. Before key activities, we'll see the key resources. So it includes the ingredients, raw materials like lemon, okay, water, simultaneously sugar. So all these are been coming under the key resources, which we call it as the raw material. Then there are other concept which is called as a sell people. Okay, so whatever the people who are selling these things, so this is the sell people. Booth and equipment, so this is the another part. And along with that, key partners. Okay, who are the key partners? That is the municipalities who are connecting the things. Simultaneously, when we talk about the cost structure, so it depends upon the ingredients, it depends upon the equipment, it depends upon what are the salaries or the commissions you are just getting within the process, whatever the part you are investing in the flyer, and at the end, the revenue which is generated, it is the sales, and whatever the tips you are getting as a part from the customer. So this is the good example of the Kelly's lemonade stand. Simultaneously, when we talk about the Skype, so in the case of the Skype, you can see the customer segment. So in the customer segment, you can see the web users are there, the people who want to call on the phones. The relationship is maintained by the mass customers. The channels is nothing but by the Skype, there's an online platform. The headset partners, or which are the connectivity. Value propositions are of two types, which is very important. Free internet and video calling, which was provided by the Skype. And when we go for the calls, so cheap calls, which has been done by using the Skype outs. Key resources, these are the software, then software developers. Key activities are nothing but the software development, and the key partners is nothing but we can call it as a payment providers, distributor partners, teleco partners. And the cost which is there, it is for the software development and the complaint management. And at the end, whatever the money you are getting, it is by the prepaid or by the subscription or by the sale of the hardwares. So this is good example of the Skype. So another we can see some examples such as Flickrs and Gillette. By the way, are you getting what exactly I'm trying to say? Yes. Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Another important part just is called Flickrs, that is a photo sharing. So here we can see the customer segments. These are the casual users or the high volume users. How the relationship is built? It is by the mass customization. What are the channels? It is by the online platforms such as Flickrs.com or by the Yahoo. Along with that, what exactly you are providing to the customers? You are providing the free basic photo sharing, and you are providing the premium photo sharing for those who are doing the subscription. That means you are attracting the both the type of customers, the regular users, and along with that, the premium users, where they are providing with the subscriptions. Key resources, these are the Flickrs platform brand, which is itself as a brand. What they are providing, they are selling the products. Along with that, they are providing the platform management. And who are the key partners? Yahoo, where they are doing that. So where the Flickrs they are investing, or what exactly is the source of the cost structure? The platform development and the storage cost. And how the revenue is generated? Fully limited basic accounts and annual subscription with the pro accounts for those who need some extra features. Gillette, you already are familiar with this Gillette, where they are providing the razors and the blade. Who is the customer segment? The mass customer segment. Men are the customers for the Gillette. What the relationship? It is a built-in lock-in. So this is the relationship which has been developed since a long period of time. Who are the channels? Retailers. So the whatever the product which is generated in the industries or in the companies, they have been just carried out through the channels, that is from the stockist to the retailers, and within this retailers, this product is been available to the mass customers. So what is the value proposition? The blades and the razor handle. Key resources is their brand and the patent. So patent is important aspect. That means if you want to be different in this competitive market, you should have a patent. So there are a number of the patents that I'm going to share later on if you're interested, which may be the design patent, product patent, utility patents. To this patent, which is having a liability of 20 years, that means your product is protected and no one is going to copy that part. If someone tries to copy, then definitely you have an authority where you can just file a case against them. Then who are the key activities? The marketing, R&D, there is the research and development, and logistics. What are the key partners? As I mentioned you, the key partners are manufacturing, and second one, the retailers, where the product is been directly sold to the customer segments. So where they are investing, where the Gillette is investing, the Gillette is investing in the marketing, it is investing in the logistics, and in the manufacturing and R&D. So whatever the n number of the products they are coming with, 2 blades, 3 blades, and whatever the system which they are doing. So here this the product is cost is involved, and at the end the revenue generated in two ways. First one, that is a single-handed purchase, and second one, the frequent blade replacement. So this frequent blade replacement will help to generate the revenue. So this is the last slide where you will understand what do you mean by customer segment, what do you mean by the channels, what do you mean by the customer relationship, value proposition, key resources, key activities, key partners, cost structure, and how at the end the revenue is generated. This was the in general simple slide to make you aware with the concept which is called as a business canvas model, how the things are connected to one another, and at the end how you can attract the customers by recurring way or one time investment. So I just want to know that whatever the part I just proposed. So hope that it is like help you in the two ways. First one, that is those who are interested for the startup. For those people, it is a good idea. Those already have a startup, they can upgrade it by using this canvas model. So if you have any questions, you can ask. Yeah. So if you have any questions, you can ask, because I have just given a brief outlook that how the different types of the businesses are connected by the canvas model, which is very important. If you're starting with the retailing, if you're starting with the online business, if you're starting with any of the product, it may be food industry, it may be the IT sector, it may be any of the small scale groceries are there, or rather online big platforms are there. So all these works on a simple platform by using the canvas. So again, I will share you the last slide, which will help you to understand how the systems is there. So this is the last part where you can get all the answers for your questions, that what is the customer segment, okay, who are the people, how we can create the base, what is the niche market, multi-sided platform, okay, customer relationship, how we can build a customer relationship, how it is maintained, which one is to be established, how they are integrated, okay, how costly they are, and whether in this competitive market is it affordable for you. So all these things here we are maintaining the customer relationship. And when we talk about the channels, how you reach to the customer by the vehicles or by the n number of the integration, retailing, online platforms. So all this comes under the channel value proposition. It includes the newness, the performance, customization, getting the job done, design, brand, price, cost reduction, risk reduction. So these all are coming under the value proposition. The resources, as I mentioned you, the type of the resources, physical, intellectual. Okay, if you are having the patent, copyright, simultaneously, how you are connected with other distribution channels. So it comes under the key resources. Key activities, as I mentioned you, that what key activities do, it requires the categories such as production, problem solving, etc. Key partners, who are your key partners, who are the key suppliers, where exactly you get the raw materials, how they are processed, how they are optimized, how the risk is reduced. So all come under the key partners. Cost structures, as I mentioned you, there's a business, how it has been working, there is a cost driven, like low price, atomization, extensive outsourcing. Okay, so all these examples come over in the cost structure, which includes the fixed cost, such as salaries that has to be given to the employees who are working with you, the rents you are paying for whatever the outlets you are having, the utilities, the variable costs, all these are coming under cost structure. And at the end, there is the revenue streams where the assets are been there, subscriptions are there, renting is there, what exactly the revenues are getting, the brokerage fees, fixed fees, at the end you are getting. So this is the in general chart. So if you want, you can take the screenshot where it will help you to make the things simpler. I hope that you understand the concept thoroughly, that what exactly is the business canvas model. So I thank the organizer for giving me an opportunity to share the idea. So the students who are over here or the faculty members, if they have any questions, they can just ask. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a very nice you have explained related with the business canvas, and I think that it will be very helpful for our students also. And really, you have given your precious time, and we hope that we will meet and we will invite you in the campus and try to get a more opportunity and more tips from you how to work on it. So thank you very much for giving us your time and your
Thank you, ma'am,
valuable
for giving me the
thoughts.
opportunity to share the thoughts. And the most important part, as an academician, as a researcher, I'm also having my three startups. So one
Yeah.
of the startup, it is related to the probiotics, where we are just selling some products, which is related to healing of some of the diseases. We have done the R&D from the different universities. Simultaneously, we have developed a smart relaxing platform, and these are available on the online mode where the babies who are having the issues of regurgitation, they are having the vomiting issues, so that has been sorted. So we have clubbed it with the hospital and selling the product. Simultaneously, we have another startup where it is purely related to the techno. That means the students were having some issues related to the learning. So in that case, we have some experts. We are connecting that experts to the institution. So these three startups are there with us. And by developing a good canvas model, which is a basic initiation, and by getting some funding by incubation from the government of India, which is MSME and the startup. So we are doing the n number of the things. So this is what I was like interested to share with the students related to this part. So thank you, ma'am, for giving me an opportunity to share my ideas with the students, with the faculties. And definitely it will be my pleasure to be in your campus to share the further ideas and take some ideation from your side also. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.